What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is me, the Last Known Renegade. So, one of our first videos that we're going to talk about when it comes to, the do's and don'ts when it goes to cosplay and Comic-Cons. Okay, I'm going to be frank with you. There's a lot of heavy stuff we're probably going to end up talking about between the rampant sexism that goes on, constant misgendering, the whole race issue when it comes to cosplay, and not the one where, some people will say, oh, you can't cosplay this character if you're this. Like, we're not going to be talking about, we are going to be talking about, we're not talking about it now. The thing we need to talk about is an issue. It is an issue, and it's an issue that we do need to address, and that is, for the love of God, lads, please take a fucking shower. Lads, don't even bullshit me on this one. We know it's you. And there's no excuse for not showering when it comes to Comic-Cons. Not showering in general. There can be reasons mentally. I'll be the first to admit sometimes I don't take a shower because I am mentally not able to go into the shower. It's more of a depression thing for me, but not necessarily a laziness. I know how important it is, and I do recognize it when, time comes where I need a shower. Why am I saying it? Well, there's always that one person in it. Sometimes there's a few, sometimes it's a group of people. And they either stink of Lynx, Axe body spray, whatever you want to call it, or they smell so bad that everyone else has to take a long walk away from them. And that can be alienating, Sometimes it's not your fault. Honest to God, sometimes it isn't. Where it's a case, the place you're staying doesn't have hot water, a good shower. Sometimes things happen. And I'm not going to be one here to be like, oh, I've always done. There have been times I've done. I think Dublin Comic Con was a bad one for me personally. I was able to shower, but I re-wore the cosplay that I was wearing. I was doing my Red Hood, and it was the summer, and for whatever reason, Dublin was actually warm. Most times when I go to Dublin, I am freezing. I don't know what it was. It could have been. It's reason to believe that global warming is a thing. Stupid joke. So yeah, I was sweating a lot. Now, I had some change of clothes, as in the shirt I wore underneath, I was able to change. But when you slide into that leather vest, and putting on that leather jacket in that heat, not fun. But I was okay. I was able to take a shower before I left. Felt kind of redundant because I was putting back on the clothes that I was wearing the day before. Well, not all of them, obviously. But, not the most comfortable experience. Sometimes you will reuse the same cosplay for, a weekend. It's not a big deal. I would recommend, if possible, have a variety. If you're doing a cosplay like the Doctor tends to have 1, 2 to 3 looks, depending on which iteration you're doing. So you could get away with changing a shirt, packing an extra tie, different pair of pants, The jacket might be the thing you have to keep, but you can change the other stuff so that way you at least feel a bit cleaner. Best thing I say. When it comes to general appearance, you just want to make sure that you're not stinking up the gaff. And for people who are not from Ireland and don't know what gaff means, it basically means house or room. Again, con tickets are expensive. Could be $20-$30 depending, and that's just for one day. So it is something to take into account when you're going to these cons, that while a con ticket can be expensive, deodorant isn't, soap isn't. It's something that you should invest in, and if you cannot find a way to get yourself clean properly, try your best. If you're going into a con and it's really hot and you're going to sweat, figure something out. Whether it comes to making sure that you have clothes to change out of for when you're not going to be around cosplay. I know with the con I go to, the one that's coming back in March, Kaisuku Con, they have a bar area that everyone likes to go to, whether they're doing cosplay or not. And, maybe you're doing a big bulky cosplay and there are bits and pieces that you need to put on and put off. Maybe sometimes the best thing to do is to be able to change out of the under part, have a rotating part, so that way when you're out of cosplay, you feel comfortable. Again, this is all about you feeling comfortable and not feeling bad about yourself, or even being conscious, because sometimes when you get your own whiff, you're like, ugh, don't want to be doing that. Don't want other people to be smelling that. It also helps if you have a friend with you who can, be that honest with you and say, my guy, and will also help you spray up, obviously not shower. Listen, whatever the homies want to do, that's their business. But you should be trying your best to stay, clean and hygienic. And also, it works better for you. People more likely want to interact with you then. Your cosplay might have you covered in makeup, might make you look like shit, but you don't need to smell like shit. It can be tricky, guys. Everything, it's not all that simple. Again, that's why I want to make this series. I want to help out my fellow cosplayers and con goers the best way I know possible, and that's just having a discussion. But by all means, if you have your own tips when it comes to staying clean and staying hygienic at Comic-Cons, do drop them down in below. I do want to make sure that everyone gets the best advice. I can only really talk from a male perspective. I really don't know what it's like to be a woman and having these problems as well. I imagine some of them can be fixed the same way, but maybe there are other elements that I, as a cisgender male, just don't understand. So if you are able to the best of your ability, do say it down below, because you could be saying something that I'm missing. And I would hope that everyone gets the best help when it comes to staying hygienic, staying clean, smelling good when it comes to cons. And yeah, that's going to be it from me today. This is Last Known Renegade, signing out.